Alright, so I was making a video and I was talking about fulfillment. I couldn't even remember what I was saying. I just all of a sudden had this this crazy brain fart. Um but yeah, I know I need to talk about this because this is something that happened in my life. It's happening in my life. Not only that, it is happening in a lot of people. And like I said, I want to be transparent. There's a lot of, you know, people, well, there's a lot of people that are showboating, and there's a lot of people that are just, putting out all the blessings, not even showboating, just showing a lot of their blessings, and people don't understand that with true blessings, it comes with trials. Like, no matter what you go through, no matter what form you come from, what background you come from, whatever ethnicity, religious background, you're going to have these challenges. Our society has that made it to give this illusion that you're not blessed you're not blessed if you go through trials. You're not blessed if you go through hardships. You're not blessed if you have backsliding, if you have things that don't go in your favor, which you think of what society thinks is favor, and that is totally wrong. That is totally wrong. Um, and because of that, a lot of people go through life and we're feeling like, especially my generation and the generation after me, they're feeling left out. Not only that, some of the baby boomers are like that. I'm the millennial. I'm a millennial. Proud to be a millennial. And every millennial is not the same. Just like every baby boomer is not the same. Every Gen X is not the same. But we get into this, and because we all know that everyone has an individual character and everything, but we come and we are given it on media, on television, and we mimic the illusion of this generic form of life that shows that everybody who's prosperous is blessed, and everybody who's not is under a curse. Everyone who is not living in the blessings of Abraham. That's just crazy. That's just crazy. That's just crazy. Okay. Every freaking situation that you see people, especially if they're truly blessed, came with a hardship. There is a price for everything. Excuse me. There is a price for everything, okay? Everything is a price, okay? You might have not had to pay it, but it's a price, okay? And I know I better not hear not one Christian say that, salvation is free. Okay. No, salvation was given to you as a gift, okay? Yes, it was free to you, but it was paid with the price, okay? Your Lord had to go down here, come on this funky earth, and die, okay? That was the price. He had to shed his blood, okay? We was using the atonement and shedding blood for cutting chickens, lambs, all that before the Lord showed up on the scene, okay? So remember that. You are bought with the price. With the price. So when you go through this life, don't think that just because you're going through obstacles and hardships that God has forsaken you or left you. I felt that way so many times, and I know that I'm coming towards my breakthrough because I'm starting to feel it again. But God had me to make this message and to make this video very, very clear. Do not get it twisted. Do not faint, okay? That's what the enemy does. He tries to kill, steal, and destroy, okay? If he can't kill you, he's going to try to go into your mindset and start playing with your mind. Everything starts in the mind. A goal, a business idea, all that stuff starts in your mind. It starts in your mind, go to your heart, come back out. So it's a machine. It is a machine, okay? So you have to remember that, okay? And in order to make the process that is smooth, you have to take time. You got to take time with it. It's not going to just happen the first time. Some people are granted that way, but usually it doesn't take that time. And you have to understand, when you don't get things right then and right there, it's not that you failed. Sometimes God is putting you through a process to understand and to show you what happens when it doesn't, to test your faith, to build your character, to build that fire and that desire, to grow that faith inside of you, so that you can, when you come out, see, God is not a fool. God knows everything, okay? He knows how the enemy works. He knows how the enemy's camp works, you know, because he created all of them, okay? Whether they operated out of, you know, rightly so, out of the gift that he gave them, because he gave everybody a gift, okay? Whether they choose to use it for good or not, he made it, and he knows how people are. You know what I'm saying? So he knows how we are, how he created us. We have flaws. So when you go through these things, understand that it's not like you're being cursed. You know, I had to rejoice, because when I went through what I was going through, when I started going through what I was going through, and when I made the transition here, I understood that it wasn't just dealing with me dealing with bad relationships. Now, it has a lot to do with me choosing bad people, choosing people that are not suitable for my calling and my destiny on life. Most definitely, because I'm a person that always wants to welcome everyone, and I have a really open heart, you know. But God, through that shifting and through that process, God has been training me to use discernment, you know, and I didn't understand what discernment actually really was. Like, what is really, I thought I was operating out of it, and I wasn't operating fully out of it. But during this time, when people were rejecting me and things like that, it built my character, it built my strength, it built endurance in me, something that I didn't know that I had, that God had placed in me. So that's just like putting a lump of coal, and you're trying to get a diamond. You have to press it into the fire. You know, it doesn't become a diamond overnight. It takes time and precision to make that perfect stone, to make that purity in that stone, because if it gets flawed, it becomes like a sapphire. It becomes a lower quality grade, which, you know, or something like a ruby or something, you know. With that, it has to go through pressing. And that is the same thing that we go through. We're beating up our flesh. We're getting rid of our flesh. We're building up our spirit, man. We're building up what your spirit, man, so that you can shine, so that your light shine. You know, with the diamond, light shines through it perfectly. It can make a rainbow, like a perfect rainbow. It's so clear. It's just, you know. So, but if you mess up and the precision doesn't go right, and you put the coal in the fire and you heat it, and you can crack you can mess up a diamond, you know, you can make it flawed. It will become cloudy. It will it won't produce the whole rainbow. It'll come out a certain color blue. It'll produce a different hue if you mess up the stone. That's just how you are. You are a precious stone. You are a gem. You know, now we're filled with coal because we don't know, you know. We don't know the full potential of ourselves, but God knows. And he puts you through these obstacles and these trials because of it. So stop thinking because, you know, God told you that you were going to have this business and it didn't, and you put it in and it didn't come to pass, that it doesn't work, that it didn't work. Don't think of that. Stop thinking that, because God said that, you know, since you believe that God said that you are rich, and, you know, my Father, he is rich in houses and in land. Stop thinking that you're never going to get it because you're living on the street, because you don't have a home right now. You tried to go get one, and they turned you down, and they denied you. Stop thinking that. Stop thinking that, okay? This is the time for you to build your endurance, to build your character, to say, if God doesn't, this should be your response to everything, and I'm learning that. If God did not do it right now, guess what? He is able. That was the first thing that I had to do when I went through one of the toughest things, because it was something that I asked from God, and I was sure that he was going to give it to me, and it came up, and it looked like it was so perfect, and I said, and it turned out to be so wrong, you know. I had to step back and say, you know what, God, if this is not true, and this is not what you called, even though I asked for it, then guess what? I'm still believing that you are able to do it. You know, I believe it. I put my faith in it. I haven't seen it, but I know you are God, and you can create everything. You made all things new. You know the desires of our heart, the true desires. You know what we really need when we ask for things that we don't want, that we truly don't want. So you have to remember that. Don't get discouraged. Don't get bottled down. You will reap a harvest if you faint not. That means don't faint, don't give up. If you don't see it right then, keep trying. If you don't see it next time, keep trying. If you don't see it the next time, keep trying. Guess what? Elijah went and told the servant to go and look in the cloud, look in the sky and see if you see a sign. He went to go look, he couldn't see it. He told him to go. He went 7 times, and the 7th time he said, you know what? Maybe this guy might be nuts. You know, I'm going to say I seen something. The 7th time he ended up actually seeing something because he was actually searching, you know. And that's the same thing God is dealing with us with. Sometimes you're not going to see it right off, okay, because he's using precision. He's shifting you. Just like that coal, he's burning you. He's sharpening your eyes. He's keening your senses, okay? He's keening your senses. So it's going to take a little time to see the manifestation. It might take a little time. So what if it takes a little time? Wait there. Get prepared. Keen your senses and wait on the Lord. Let you know what? And if you feel like you're not there yet, you know, because there's still times that I feel like that, and I say, God, help me with my unbelief. You're able to do everything. You're able to do anything that's in your will. And you said, ask and it shall be given. Whatever you shall ask, you shall receive. Ask and you shall receive. I asked for it, God. I asked for it, so now I'm believing. Now I'm believing and I'm trusting. Now I'm not saying that I'm going to sit there, because you got to be activated. You can't just sit there and just think that it's just going to happen, you know, and it's, you know, you're waiting and it's just going to happen that way. No, God wants moving vessels, because when it comes, he's going to make it to where it's going to come and you'll be able to hold it. See, when you're moving and when you're going through the trials and you receive a blessing right off the bat, sometimes it can be a curse because you're not ready to receive it the way that you need to. You know, like I said, God knows everything. So when he gives you that blessing, which he is, I claim it in the name of Jesus. When he gives it to you, you will be able to not only to receive the blessing, to uphold the blessing, okay, and be able to pour it out amongst his people, because that's what it is. It's all for the glory of God, okay? It's all for the glory of God, not for man, not for anything. The blessings that he gives you is to sustain you, not only to sustain you on earth, but to sustain his word and his promises and push out his word and his promises that he promised on the land, you know. So remember that. Don't feel discouraged. Don't feel depressed. There are a lot of people, like I said, that are trying to take their lives because of that. Because they're like, God, did you leave me? If you left me, then I don't got nothing else. Some people are wondering, you know, I've tried God and I've did all these things because, you know, and they're looking at man, not really looking at God. They're looking on the outside appearance of what it means to represent God. But when you get in that nook and you get in that cranny, you get in the nooks, you get deeper into what God says, and you follow the word, you'll find out that most people are not really operating and living the true fulfillment of that word, because they don't have a changed mind and a changed heart. But this message is for the people who do have a changed mind and do have a changed heart, and who are saying, I am walking, and who are constantly and currently walking in the promises of God. This message is for people who have stopped walking in the promises of God, who know and was about to give up, who was about to own that one step of giving up. Don't give up. Don't give up. You will reap a harvest if you faint not. God sees it. He just making sure that you're ready. He's making sure that you're ready, because when he gives you a blessing, it's bigger than anything that you can imagine. It's bigger than your wants and your desires when you are in the will of God. He don't give you nothing to fill your cup and say, oh, I'm full and satisfied. No. It says, my cup runneth over. My cup runneth over. He wants to give you the blessings that go over, that you have so much that you can't contain it, that you can't hold it. You have to give it, some of your blessings, to other people. You got to share it. So this is where we're at now, the fulfillment. That's why I wanted to entitle this fulfillment. And I know nothing comes out of my mouth that is good, that is not from the God above, which is Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior. So if this message is going to you, you don't even have to share it, okay? You don't have to share it, because I'm not saying share it. You don't have to share it as far as liking or whatever. If this message is for you, apply it to your life. If you think that someone else can benefit from this message, then share it with them. I'm gonna let God do the increase. I'm not going over here share, like my photos, like this, subscribe to my channel. It's not even about that. It's not even about that. God will do that elevation. I'm gonna let Him do it because I'm trusting and I'm believing Him because I left the worldly things behind and I started following God. And God says when you leave, you never come out of lack when you leave the world and you choose God over everything else. And I'm putting His word above His name. So I know that that's the everlasting truth. And truth is something that you can't hide. Truth is, you can try to fold it and cover it up, but eventually truth will still be truth, okay? Whether you come to the realization of it or not, truth will always be exposed because truth is always needed. And people say, oh, I want the truth, I want the truth. The only truth you're going to get is God because we all liars. So, yeah, hopefully something I said or done will help you on your journey. Please stay tuned to Journey to Jerusalem, and thank you so much. Stay fulfilled.